Hello, happy Monday morning. I've been live for a while and I wanted to share this today because, being honest, I think over the last sort of couple of weeks, Ellie and I have been sitting down and assessing our life as a whole, our lifestyle, our goals in life, our business. And one thing that I've found, I've been on a journey myself over the last 2 to 3 years with my own mental health and the way that I've dealt with things, and the way that I've always dealt with things has been quite a childish way. And I feel emotional talking about this because I would just be one of these people who just throws the towel in, fucks everything off, crash and burns everything. And I've done it with my previous businesses. I've done it with everybody in my life. I would just throw them away. If I don't feel like they're serving their purpose to me, and I can find a way to find a negative within them, I throw them away. I want to crash and burn. And I've done it with the bootcamp business where I felt like it wasn't serving me. I was just seeing the negatives. All I saw was the phone calls at 6 o'clock in the morning because the staff hadn't slept in, the complaints to do with noise because the planning department had given us the wrong approval, the faults with the sale. That's all I saw. So I threw the towel in and started to react to that, and it made me feel like shit. And what I'd done was closed into this little shell, and I pushed everyone away. Every single person in my life I tried to push away. Even tried to push Ellie away at times, Ethan May away at times. And I was fortunate that obviously Ellie has been one of these people who stood by me, been my rock. But I threw everything in. It was a childish attitude to have. But one thing what I learned when I started to get help and I went to counselling, I went to speak to them, and literally that first session I had, I've said this before, Ellie was the one who sent the email. I'd written an email because I had connections with Mind Jersey, because I'd raised a lot of money for them through the events that I'd ran. And I formulated an email to speak to the girl that I knew from there, saying, look, I'm struggling, and if I don't sort my head out, I'm going to lose all my friends. I'm going to lose my businesses. I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose my kid. These are the things that were going through my head. So I felt like that. And I'd written this email and bottled sending it because I was embarrassed. I was scared. I was worried about what other people would think. And when I was going through this in my head, all it was the things that I was worried about were what other people would think. Anyway, went to go and see her, and I spent probably 20, 30 minutes with her, the first conversation I had. And I just cried. I think I'd had like months and months of anxiety, depression, stress all inside of me that I'd been building up because I was too embarrassed to let it out. And I cried and I spoke. I think the girl that I spoke to probably said maybe 5-10 words throughout that conversation. And I went away. Ellie picked me up. How you feeling? And I was feeling much better, but I knew that wasn't the end of the journey, and it got me to feeling like I felt better. And I was thinking in my head, what's actually happened here? I don't know. I'd booked another session in, and I went again. She probably said 5, 10, 15 words, and I felt better again. And I went back week after week after week, and we're breaking down so many barriers from within me. And she was not saying a great deal, and I was thinking in my head, like, what's the reasons behind this? Why am I doing all the talking? Shouldn't she be giving me the answers? And that's where it sort of hit me that I had all the answers within me. I had every single answer inside of me, and I was out there like in the real world looking for blame, looking for answers every day. I was looking for... It's like when you see people who want to lose weight, I'm waffling a little bit. When you see people who want to lose weight, they'll go online, they'll search best way to lose weight. It's one of the top things searched on Google, best way to lose weight, and they'll look for these answers, looking through blogs after blogs after blogs, and they have the answer. The person has the answer already, and it was the same for me. I had all the answers to break down my barriers, and what I really needed to do was have a change of perspective with things, and that change of perspective led to Ellie and I sort of leaving Jersey, moving to get a new life, and that's worked because I've removed myself from the things that I felt were creating the negativity, I felt were holding me back. And now I look back and I think, do you know what? The thing that was creating the negativity, me. The thing that was holding me back was me. And now I've become comfortable with doing it and owning my shit and telling myself that I was responsible for my suffering. I still do, don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I've cured myself and the world's all perfect now. I'm still going to have my bad days and my down days, but the difference is now I'm comfortable with accepting the fact that I'm responsible for my suffering, but I'm also responsible for myself feeling better and feeling great. And now I'm feeling like on top of the world most of the time. And that's nothing to do with anybody else. It's the fact that I found the answers. I dug deep, became uncomfortable with digging up the things that were perhaps causing issues and overcoming them. And I think that my message today is really to tell you that no matter what your struggles are, no matter what you feel like you're suffering with, you have the answers. Every single one of you will be watching this and you'll have the answers. If you're unhappy with a certain area of your life, you can go and get help, you can go and get support, but deep down you'll have the answers. Any good person, like whether they're a counsellor, a coach, a trainer, whatever their goal is, if they're trying to help you in an area of their life, a good one is going to show you how to find your own answers. They're not going to be somebody who will give you this plug and play system and say this works. Because yes, Ellie and I have created a formula, and that formula is based upon the principles of people finding their own answers. And once you're comfortable with that fact that you go to a coach, you go to a trainer, you go to a counsellor, you go to any of these people who are going to help you, that they're not going to give you the answers. What they're going to do is give you tools and a framework that helps you find the answers. And I want to share that with as many people as I can, because I feel like we're too often out there, we're seeking solutions and we're seeking people finding the magic fix. We're seeking people to give us this special answer that we can't find ourselves, when reality is the only person who has the answers is you. I believe I know how to help anybody lose weight, but the reason why I know that is because I'll let that person find the answers themselves by asking the right questions. And once you're comfortable with that, once you've got that, the results you're going to see are going to be 10 times better than just losing weight, than just fitting into a certain dress size and just having a little bit more energy, because they're going to make you feel like, fuck me, I've got energy again, I've got my life back, and nothing else matters. Nothing else will matter once you find those answers, because you're never going back down that same shit street again. Because I've done it, I've seen it. I grew up watching my mum, somebody who's been through Weight Watchers time and time again, goes to Weight Watchers, steps on the scales, I've not lost weight, goes back to this same vicious cycle, or starts losing weight of doing the Weight Watchers. It gets to a comfortable weight where they're happy. This is a classic thing. Gets to weight where they're comfortable, slips back to the old habits again. And the reason for that is because we haven't really underlined and addressed the issues that are causing us the suffering, and we need to dig deep. And it is uncomfortable. It is going to perhaps make you start to assess and look at your life as a bigger picture. But once you do that, everything is going to be so much better for you. And I'm not just saying that to make out that it's easy, because it's not. It's never going to be easy. It's probably one of the most difficult things in the world, which is why so many people avoid doing it. They look for the quicker fixes. And even if you think you're going for the slower route by just looking at the diet and exercise and doing it in a sustainable manner, that's a quick route if you're not addressing what's going on up here. Because the mind is always going to lead the body. I've stayed in peak fitness level. When I used to box, I believe I was the fittest in the gym. Every single day of the week I'd be up there and I was the fittest and the fastest in the gym. But up here wasn't addressed, so I'd binge eat. I was causing myself all sorts of other troubles that were going to make, that I didn't realise were going to get worse over time. And I do believe that we need to assess the mindset first. Once we've done that, once we start to look, dig deep, find those answers, everything else will fall into place. It doesn't matter about the scales. No person watching this, no person I'm connected with is less important than scales. Scales are probably the least important aspect. When a client comes to us and says they want to lose weight, we always say, but why? And we find out the reasons why. And once we have that why, we can find out the things that are holding us back, because it's never about the weight. It never is. It's never about our body shape. It's never about what we initially think it is. We have to dig deep. We have to find the answers, and that's my message today. You have the answers. If you're struggling with something, an area of your life, Don't suffer alone. Talk to people, but don't expect somebody to give you a magic fix, because it doesn't work. We have to dig deep and we have to find the answers. It's uncomfortable. It hurts. You'll get people. You'll worry about being judged. But one thing I've found is you're going to be judged anyway. I was being judged one minute for having businesses, driving around in flash cars, because all I wanted to do was impress people, the wrong people, people that I didn't really like and care about, if I'm honest. That was my goal at the time. And I was probably being judged by people behind my back for that. Then when I start talking about my struggles and I'm open about it, I'm getting judged for that, and I get negative. You know, you will get judged no matter what. So just be comfortable knowing you have the answers. And if you ever need someone to talk to, don't be afraid. If you're on my friends list, I'm open. I'm not a counsellor. I'm not a specialist with it. But what I will do is ask a few questions that might help you find your own answers. And that's all I want to do with people. Okay. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this helpful. A little bit deep on a Monday morning, but it's something that's been on my mind the last few weeks as we've been... Ellie and I have been looking at our life as a bigger picture, and we've got a few things in the pipeline that will change our lives, and we're excited. You know, we are excited, and I feel like for the first time in a long time, I'm starting to feel that excitement for life and that excitement for what's going on. And I think the biggest reason behind that is because I've started to own my shit. I've started to own the way I'm feeling, the way my life is going, because I'm responsible for that. And it's the same for you. So please dig a little bit deep, get comfortable being uncomfortable with what's going on inside of you. And if you're struggling with an area of your life and you think it's just weight, I can promise you right now, it's not just weight. Yes, I know how to help you lose weight, get in a calorie deficit, remain in one, but it's not as simple as that. There's emotional connections, there's things going on, and we emotionally, you know, there's so many other things to address. Okay, I've waffled, I've gone on, but please remember, you have the answers. Ellie's will make me feel emotional now, but you know, and that's all I want to do is inspire other people as well. You know, I always say Ellie and Aoife May are my why, and they are, and you know, they are the two people and the reasons why I do what I do. But I genuinely want to help more people come to terms with the fact that they have the answers. So if you ever come into Ellie and I for a coach, we have the knowledge, we do, but you have it already. You don't need us to tell you how to lose weight. You've got the answers. What you really need is to knock down barriers, find out what's the real issue. Okay, so that's all I've got. My inbox is open today. The Monkeys at Nursery all day. So please drop me a message if you've got any question or you need help, because I promise you, talking is the best thing you can do. Have a good day, peeps. See ya.